The advanced starter deck is actually two separate decks. You get Terriermon and you get Lopmon. They don't work with each other in tandem that well. You can use the Terriermon in the Lopmon deck, but using the Lopmon deck in the Terriermon deck kind of feels a little awkward, and I'll get into why that is. But look how cute they are. They're like looking at each other. So we're going to talk, obviously, first about the Terriermon deck that is the one that is more widely used. And then we'll go into the Lopmon and go over the Lopmon. Before we get fully started, I am building these two decks, this deck profile that we're doing, more so based on the cards that you get within the starter deck and stuff that you can get, pieces that you can get fairly cheap outside of it. So all that to say, I'm not running any trainings, okay? Because they're expensive right now. The agility trainings are really expensive right now, especially because of the next 2 months. We'll be playing only green decks for most locals. So all the agility trainings are super expensive. Even if it wasn't that, training cards are just stupid expensive right now. Green memory boost luckily has gone down in price, so you can always run the green memory boost aside from the trainings. But I'm not running either of those in these decks purely because I have them in my other decks, and I think it works fine without it. You could absolutely do it, but just so you know ahead of time, I'm building this as if, it's your first time coming into Digimon. You see the new starter deck, you want to play it, you get the starter decks, you can build a deck based off of the starter deck. Again, there are pieces, especially in this one, that is from older sets, but they're very cheap to get. They're like 5 cents, 2 cents, etc. The Terriermon deck. Essentially, what you're trying to do here is go into your Rapidmon, swing, do early checks, make sure you have your Tamers out. You want to be able to go into your Mega Gargo. Mega Gargo is probably the best ace card that we've gotten. Probably the best green level 6 that we've gotten in terms of control. But you don't actually want to use it as an ace card unless you have to. This deck is actually more about Rapidmon. It's all about the Rapidmons in this. I run a lot of Rapidmon, which makes me very happy. I love the golden armor digivolution of Terriermon. I think Rapidmon is one of the best armor digivolutions there is. And yes, I think it's better than Magnamon, in my opinion. Okay, in this deck, we're running with this egg. We're going with the 4 of Gummymon. When attacking once per turn, if you have a green tamer, draw 1. The draw power in this deck is not good. Because you're not constantly digivolving on top, right? We're not going like digivolve and digivolve and digivolve and digivolve and then draw. It just doesn't work that way. The tamers don't like give you any draw either. So you're gonna need some help with the drawing. If you feel like you don't need the draw, you can also do the Nyaramon. All turns plus 1000 when suspended. You're just not gonna be able to draw as easily as if you were running these eggs. You can also run the 5 eggs if you're running the Mimi. Again, I'm not running the Mimi in this deck. I don't think you fully need it. And this gives me the consistency of always having my first egg be the Gummymon and being able to draw when I swing, as long as I have a green tamer. That's why I'm running these eggs. There are multiple things that you can change it with. Personally, the Gummymon is really, really good for your draw power, and the Nyaramon if you want your Mega Gargo to be even beefier. And of course, our first rookie is a playset of the Terriermon. This Terriermon is insane. You only get 2 of these in the advanced starter deck. You're gonna need to buy 2 starter decks if you want a full playset. Main, once per turn, you may play a green tamer or a level 3 Digimon card with Lopmon in its name from your hand with a play cost reduced by 2. Cannot play another Terriermon out. You can only play Lopmon, but it can play any green tamer minus 2. So your 4 cost will be 2 cost. Your 3 cost will be 1 cost. You don't have to spend it, you don't have to do anything, it just happens. Pretty crazy. The alterns when this Digimon is suspended, plus 1000, which is why you would run the Nyaramon if you wanted, because then it would be plus 2000 when suspended, all turns, which is crazy. So blocking, etc., that will work too. I run 4 of these, but you can go down to 2 or 3 of these guys. This is the Terriermon. Let me show you the other altart. Here's the 2. Again, this is one of my favorite altarts. I got these a long time ago when they were like $8, and I knew they were going to go up, obviously. Beautiful. All turns, your opponent cannot gain memory except through tamer effects. This is the one that you get from the double Typhoon cup. I only got 2 because I only did 2 events, unfortunately. But I might want to get more. It's really, really cute. It's cookie art. So I'm running 4 of these. You don't have to run 4. I just really like 4. In fact, you could probably take out 2 of them to make a full playset of these guys. The Search Terriermon. This is the one from EX4. On play, reveal 4 cards of your deck. Add 1 2-color green card and 1 Tamer card with Henry Wong in its name among them. Take it to hand and then return the rest to deck bottom. We do run the Henry Wongs, so this is a really good card. Unfortunately, you're not going to do the Alliance. The Inherit doesn't work for this because you're not doing an Alliance in this deck. But the green Tamer works. The 2-color green card works great. And the Tamer card with Henry works as well. So you could do 2 of these and then 4 of these. Up to you. I like this for right now, but I can see why you would want 4 of these. The other one that I go playset of are these guys. This is the EX2. Your turn, once per turn. When you play a green Tamer, gain 1 memory. It goes really well with this. It essentially makes a 3-cost free. A 3-cost Tamer free. A 4-cost Tamer only costs 1 if they're right next to each other, obviously, at the same time. That's what I run it. And your turn, once per turn, the Inherit. When an opponent's Digimon is suspended or becomes suspended, this Digimon gets plus 2000 DP for the turn. So, say you're swinging over with your Rapid at 7,000. Your starter deck Rapid at 7,000. You swing. You have this Gummy, so you don't have a plus 1,000. You don't have this Terriermon. You have this one, so you're at 7,000. You swing. An 8,000 DP blocker blocks. When they block, it goes up to 9,000. It doesn't say become suspended by your effect or anything. It just, as long as an opponent's Digimon becomes suspended during your turn, it gets plus 2,000 DP for the turn. Very, very good. I like it a lot. Now, the other one, we just run 1 of the Pomumon. You could go to 2, right? You can take away some of these, obviously. Pomu's great. It just doesn't get played out by your double Typhoon. It doesn't get played out for free, etc., etc. So you just have the 1. If you're doing the green tournaments with this deck, I would do 2, just because every green deck plays things out by effect. You can shut down most decks by having that out. Okay. Next, we are running a playset of starter deck Rapid, right? Run 4 of these. This new Rapidmon is a 7,000 DP beast, not 6,000. That's important. I will explain why in a second, but 7,000 DP, very good. Blocker, Armor Purge, all turns. When this Digimon becomes suspended, one of your opponent's Digimon and all of their security Digimon gets minus 4,000 DP until the end of the turn. That means when the 7,000 DP guy swings into security, this guy, you're now minusing 4,000 DP off their security Digimon. All of it. And one of their Digimon that's on the field. So you could take out annoying little bodies. So if there's a stupid Pomumon, you just pop it, right? You Digivolve into this, swing, pop the guy, and then you can play things out by effect, right? This Rapid is also inherited plus 1,000 DP all turns when suspended. You pass turn after you swing with this. That's okay, because then you can Mega Gargo Ace or whatever. This guy is a beast. If it does get deleted in battle somehow, it just purges. But again, with this Terriermon, it rarely gets defeated in battle. Okay, so this Rapidmon is a 4 of must. The other one we have is the old Rapidmon, the BT8 Rapidmon. It is Armor Purge, not Blocker. It's only a 6,000 DP. When Digivolving, each of your Tamers suspend one of your opponent's Digimon. Then up to 3 of your opponent's suspended Digimon gets minus 5,000 DP for the turn. So if you have multiple Tamers, which you do run a lot of Tamers in this deck, you suspend a lot of their Digimon, and then you can choose 3 that gets minus 5,000 DP. I am running 2 of these, the Gargomon. I'm running 2 of the Gargomon so that we have 10 level 4s. I don't like just running 8, so we're gonna run the extra 2 Gargomon here. Also, the Inherit is the same, all turns when suspended, plus 1,000. The cool thing about this guy is if you have this in early on, you can do chip damage for free because it's got jamming. Once per turn, when this Digimon becomes suspended, one of your Digimon gains jamming for the turn. But it doesn't only get jamming to himself, it can give it to other people, which I think is pretty cool. Level 5s. This Rapidmon is insane. Digivolve from a level 4 Gargomon or Rapidmon in its name only costs 3. 4 costs from any other black or green source. On play, or when Digivolving, That's important. De-Digivolve one of your opponent's Digimon. Then if you have a green Tamer, until the end of your opponent's turn, your opponent's effects can't delete this Digimon or return it to hand or deck. That means Digimon effects, card effects, etc., etc. It can still be thrown into security by means of Quantumon within this format and minus DP. And it can be de-Digivolved, etc. Which is why sometimes the on-play is better, because you are going to see a lot of heavy Leos running around. And heavy Leomon will de-Digivolve you, minus DP. It will also get deleted by minus DP, unfortunately. But this guy has a lot of protection. So if you have nothing to play, they have a big beast, say they have Quartzmon, which they will because it's a green tournament, and you have a green Tamer out, you just hard play the Rapidmon, pass turn to 4, de-Digivolve their Quartz, and then they have to deal with this Rapidmon. And because it's hard played, they can't de-Digivolve it to get rid of it. They can't bounce it, they can only DP minus it or throw it to security. This Rapidmon is really, really good. And then if they choose to attack anyway, on that turn, you can just blast Evo into the Mega Gargo. Okay. Also, the Rapidmon, all turns, once per turn, they inherit. When this Digimon deletes an opponent's Digimon in battle, trash the top card of your security stack. So this actually is a great, and it's also a cyborg, so this works with your Machine Dramons for your Machine Dramon deck. But that's a different deck profile altogether. But this guy is awesome. This Rapidmon is insane. I don't run the old Rapidmon, the Alliance one, because I think that's all you need is this. We're only running the 4 because Mega Gargo can Digivolve from a Rapidmon in name for the cost of 5. So if you go from this Rapidmon, it only costs 5. If you blast Evo, it's free, right? So you could literally swing with this guy, pass turn, blast Evo when they attack. They try to delete your guy. Boom, beautiful. Hit to hand counter, blast Digivolve for free. Off a Rapidmon, obviously, Rapidmon in name. Blocker, reboot. Also, again, we mentioned this before. It does go on top of the Rapidmon X when that comes out in BT16 because it's Rapidmon in name. It doesn't say just Rapidmon. Okay, when Digivolving, suspend 2 of your opponent's Digimon or Tamers. Then 2 of their Digimon or Tamers can't unsuspend or Digivolve until the end of their turn. It shuts down all of their plays. They have to have, when swinging, they have to have at least 3 on the field to not be completely shut down. I mean, even with 3, whatever's swinging, right, if it's not a heavy Leo, whatever's swinging can be blocked by this, and then the other 2 are suspended, can't unsuspend, can't Digivolve that turn. When Digivolving, end of attack, once per turn, you may unsuspend this Digimon. So, say my Rapid is suspended, you blast, it unsuspends it, you can block. Most of the time we don't do that because heavy Leo's shenanigans, right? I try not to blast Evo onto this guy. I'll try to do it on my turn because it says 2 of their Digimon or Tamers can't unsuspend or Digivolve until the end of their turn. So if you blast Evo, you're stopping the rest of their stuff that they're doing. Obviously, like say they were planning to swing and then Digivolve on top of it into a Quartz or whatever, they can no longer do that. So that works. At the end of their turn, that's where the effect lasts, right? So anybody with reboot would reboot, blah, 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 blah. If you do this on your turn, you essentially stop whatever's on the field from being able to do things that whole turn. It's a forecast, so I know it's expensive, but it's powerful. And if you Digivolve on your turn, say you swing with the Rapid, you Digivolve with the Mega Gargo, somehow keep turn, unsuspend, swing again. Pass turn, reboot. Fortunately, when Digivolving end of attack, it's once per turn. So if you Digivolve and then you unsuspend, you can't do the end of attack thing, just so you know. All right, let's go with the Tamers because that's all of our Digimon. I am running 2 of the Henry Wong, the ones that we get in the starter deck. Start your main phase. If your opponent has a Digimon, gain 1 memory. You're playing green. They're gonna have Digimon. Gain the memory. It gives you so much value. The main doesn't always happen because we're only running 2 of the Gargomon, so it's hard to have. For those of you who don't know what it does, main, by placing this Tamer, 1 Gargomon and 1 Rapidmon from your trash in any order as one of your Terriermon's bottom Digivolution cards, that Digimon may Digivolve into a Mega Gargomon in the hand for a Digivolution cost of 4, ignoring the Digivolution requirements. If this effect Digivolved, that Digimon gains Rush for the turn. So, pretty crazy. Pretty crazy. I think it's powerful, but I don't need to see it all the time. Willis. We're running the 4 of Willis. I'm running 4 because I like to be able to always have a Willis in hand. I like the Gummymon effect, but if I don't have green Tamers, I can't activate the effect. So I need Tamers. And this guy's a 3 cost, and on play you may hatch 1 Digi-Egg to an empty space. Playing this to pass your turn feels bad, because you just open and then you can't Digivolve over it, and you're just passing turn. Essentially, it's doing nothing. But your turn, when one of your Digimon would Digivolve into a Digimon with Gargomon or Rapidmon in its name, you may suspend this Tamer to reduce it by 1. So this 4 cost becomes 3. If you have all 4 out, it becomes free. Insane. I am still running the 2 Henry, the Memory Setter Henry. Start of turn, Memory Setter, right? Your turn, when you attack with this Digimon, with Gargomon or Rapidmon in its name, you may suspend this Tamer to suspend one of your opponent's Digimon. Stopping blockers, etc., etc. It just is helpful to get around things. If they like think, oh, I'll just put blockers out and they won't be able to beat me next turn. You have a Henry wall, you suspend them. They can't do anything about it. Those are our Tamers. Reason why I run the Henrys is because I want to be able to pull them off of our searches, right? The Willis can't be pulled off a search from the Terriermon, unfortunately, so that sucks. But then we run 4 of the Double Typhoon. Double Typhoon is insane. One of my favorite cards right now. This is green hybrid support. I don't care how you look at it. It's green hybrid support. Reveal top 3 cards of your deck. Add 1 green Digimon and 1 such Tamer among them to hand. Return the rest to the deck bottom. Place this card in the battle area. Main delay, you may play a Terriermon or a Lopmon from your hand without paying the cost. So essentially, you get so much value off this thing. You want to make sure you have these out as much as possible so you can play out Digimon for free. This is why we run so many level 3s. As you can already see, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 14, 15. 15. So 14 of them can be played out by this Double Typhoon. If it's your searcher, you get to play it out and get a search free. So it's like 2 searches, right? Or you play this out and you can play a Tamer and make it 1 cost less. It's kind of insane. Double Typhoon. Beautiful. 4 of. I like 4 of. You can do 3, but I like 4 of because I'm not running the agility training. I'm not running the green memory boost. But you can. You want run the green memory boost because having extra memory is always great. I just hate pulling out 4 and only being able to grab 1. But if you really need 1, like you're missing a Mega Gargomon, it does help dig into your deck a little bit better. So it's up to what you are wanting. And if you have the green memory boost ready to go, right? 4 of Giant Missile. Giant Missile is our new green must-have removal. It's insane. Suspend one of your opponent's Digimon, then return one of their suspended Digimon to the bottom of the deck. One of their Digimon can't unsuspend until the end of their turn. If this pops in security, bottom deck their guy, the other guy that's not swinging gets suspended, can't unsuspend. It's so good, dude. Or screw it, you're going against the Mega Gargo on the other side, like you're doing a mirror. You do it and it costs 4 because you just bottom deck the Mega Gargo. I run 4 because I like to control. And you're not used to green having a form of control because Grendel Soul was good, but not that good, right? This is just actually insane. You just use it in every green deck if you could. And then I run the one of HPD, Hidden Potential. I don't always run HPD in all my green decks. This deck in particular, I run. Because you could... Here, let's do some combos, huh? All right, again, this is like ideal situation kind of thing. Say we're here. We push out. We're at 3 because we're a memory setter, right? Say you want to play out another Willis, right? We pop the Double Typhoon, play this for free. Boom. You play this for 2 less, gain you a memory, hatches another egg, and then you can Digivolve in the back into the next guy, right? Whatever you want to do. To either of the Rapids, whichever one you want to make it. It costs 3. You suspend both of these, make it 1. Swing, delete something, you get to draw. And then you leave this guy. And then you HPD. Suspend this guy. Evolve here for free. It restands. Swing again. 2 other guys can't unsuspend. And then you just pass turn by putting them to 1. Or you can go pass them to 5. De-Digivolve their guy. If they have a Mega Gargo, de-Digivolve their Mega Gargo. There's just so many different plays that you can do just to mess them up. But that in itself is... It's so insane. I'm so happy that we get a nice Terriermon deck for those of us who have been waiting for it. You can tell I did not play any Lopmon in that deck because the Lopmon and the Terriermon engine just don't work well together. If you have a Lopmon, you have to Digivolve for 4 into the Rapid. It's not for 3. So it's just not as good. So now we're going to talk Lopmon side. They are two separate decks, and again, we're running the Kokomon. This is the egg you want to run because we go Alliance for the Lopmon deck. Alliance, you're constantly suspending things so you can get the draw off of it. So we're going to talk about the star of this deck, the Lopmon deck, the Alliance deck. And this is not the star of it. This we run one of. This Lopmon is the star of it. Really sad because this card is beautiful. Basically, main once per turn, one of your Digimon gains Alliance for the turn. It's great if we were playing it in this deck because none of them have Alliance. But most in this deck have Alliance. So there's no point in having this out. All turns when this Digimon is suspended, plus 1000. It's good. But there's other things that we want to play. Like this guy. The original Lopmon Alliance. On play, reveal 4 cards in your deck, add 1 green card and 1 Tamer with the Shuchong in his name, and then deck bottom the rest. This is the one you want, and Alliance. When it suspends one of your Digimon, this Digimon may digivolve into a 2-color green card in your hand for the cost, and when you do it by this, you reduce it by 2. 4 of the Terriermon, this guy, because it can play out a Lopmon for 2 less, right? So we run the 4 of this. We could go down, but I run 4 right now. I'm running 3 of the Terriermon. This one I'm going down on instead of 4. I'm doing 3 because there is no Henry. We are running Henry, but we're running the Henry Shuchong. Right here, Terriermon plays out Lopmon. Terriermon can't play out another Terriermon, unfortunately. So I have 3 instead of 4. But they're both good. They're both great. I just have less on this one. You could go down on other pieces if you wanted. If you take out this Lopmon, you could just do 4 of these. But essentially, it's the same thing. Gets a Shuchong instead of a Henry, but same thing because we're running Henry Shuchong. The Terriermon Assistant. It is such a good card. It's so pretty in this deck. It just doesn't do as well. You rarely ever use it. You know, sometimes you do because what it does is it's treated as a Terriermon. When an effect suspends this Digimon, one of your Digimon gets plus 4000 DP for the turn. It's great before to use it as your Alliance fodder because you give plus 4000 to the body that's swinging. But it's not super necessary. We have ways of like getting it out of trash to play it out, so we just play the 1 only because I like to and I want to, but you really don't need to. You could just do 4 of these guys. Level 4s, we're running the old Wendigomon. The Wendigomon, this is the Alliance one. That's all it does. Digivolves for 2 with the Terrier or Lopmon, and then end of attack inherit is once per turn. If you have another suspended Digimon in play, return 1 green Digimon card from your trash to hand. So it's your cycle. It's good to have, especially since you're spending a bunch of your bodies. It's getting deleted, etc., etc. The new Wendigomon. On play, when digivolving, delete 1 level 3 or lower Digimon. If this effect deleted one of your Digimon, you may play 1 level 3 Digimon card with Terriermon or Lopmon in its name from your trash without paying the cost. Inherit all turns when this Digimon is suspended, gets plus 1000 DP. So this helps get rid of the memory blockers, Pomumons, and all that stuff on the opponent's side. We're running 2 of the Gargomon again of this one, just because so that we can round it out a little bit more. When this Digimon becomes suspended, one of your Digimon begins jamming. So it's just to do early swings, or if you want to use this as your Alliance fodder, you give your guy jamming. Doesn't always come up, but it's there. Inherit is all turns plus 1000 when suspended. And then we run 1 of this guy. Just because I really like this guy. And again, if it's your Alliance fodder, 1, it can block if you're not doing it as an Alliance fodder. But if you're using it as Alliance fodder, you can minus 4000 DP somewhere. Armor Purge, so they have to swing twice. It's nice, it comes up. It's not always going to be super important, but it comes up. And then all turns when this Digimon is suspended, plus 1000. So same as the other guys. Okay, level 5s. Old Antilla that you get in this starter deck, and it comes hollow. We run 4 of these. Alliance, end of attack. You may play 1 green level 3 Digimon card from your trash without paying the cost. So this is the one that you want to be able to attack and play out bodies. Surprisingly, it doesn't go well with this Wendigo, because if you pull it out and then you have none to play, it's like, ugh. This is why we play so many greens as well, because we're pulling them out of trash, playing them out for free from trash. And you don't need, that's why you don't need like a whole bunch of the other ones. The Terrier Assistant, I just have the 1 of, because if I want to, I can pull it out of trash. Inherit once per turn, end of attack. You have another suspended Digimon, return 1 green card from your trash to hand. And it doesn't say what level. Antilla, another 3 of these Antillamon. This is the less good because of what we're doing with this deck. End of attack, if you have 3 or fewer, recover. Now, going against a green-only tournament, it could be clutch because green isn't used to like recovering. So now you're able to recover. End of attack, inherit. Once per turn, if you have another suspended Digimon in play, one of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 2000 DP for the turn. Minusing DP always comes up. This deck, right? You want to, the Rapidmon, you want to be able to minus the DP. Minus DP is powerful. I do run one of the Rapidmon just to get yourself out of sticky situations, but unfortunately, it digivolves for 4 costs. Unless you have a Gargomon or a Rapidmon in name, then it costs 3. That's why we run 3 of these guys, so that if it does end up coming up, you can digivolve for cheaper. But honestly, if it's an out, if there's a Quartzmon, you just play this, de-digivolve their guy. That's all you do. All turns, when this Digimon deletes opponent's battle, Digimon in battle, trash top of their security. It's always good to trash security so they can't get pieces, because it might be a tamer. Level 6s, the new Cherubimon. Alliance. When digivolving, you may delete 1 level 4 or lower Digimon, then you may play 1 level 4 or lower green or purple Digimon from your hand or trash without paying the cost. It's good. You don't have to delete something to be able to play something out, this one. Just build up bodies, right? Alliance, alliance, alliance. The old Cherubi. Alliance, and then when digivolving, until the end of your opponent's turn, this Digimon and one of your level 5 or lower Digimon gain on deletion. You may play this card without paying the cost. So again, if something has been allianced, you just play the Digivolve this, pop the suspended one, and then it plays another one that's not suspended itself unsuspended, and you can unsuspend again. All right, Alliance. This is the old Cherubimon. This is until we get the EX6 Cherubi one. Alliance, when digivolving when attacking, not once per turn, one of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 3000 DP for the turn for each of your suspended Digimon. It's pretty insane. That's our level 6 lineup. Tamers. I run a little bit more than most people, but I like Tamers. So I'm running 3 of the Henry and Shuchong. If you forgot what this one does, start up your main phase. If you have 1 or fewer Digimon in play, you may play 1 Terriermon and Lopmon from your hand without paying the cost. Digimon played by this effect can't digivolve and are deleted at the end of your opponent's turn. Your turn, when one of your Digimon with Terriermon or Lopmon in its Digivolution cards would digivolve, by suspending the tamer, reduce the Digivolution cost by 1. So again, like with this guy, right, if you have the Shuchong and you've been using Alliance with a Digimon that you used from this effect, when you digivolve into this guy, you give both of them the on deletion effect, and then at the end of your opponent's turn, it gets deleted. It comes out because of his effect, right? And same thing with this. You have the body out, right? And then you digivolve into this. You just delete your own guy if you wanted, and then play that same guy out if you needed to, or you just play something and delete like something on their board. So get pieces out, right? I run 3. I want to be able to see it. Don't run 4. I don't run 4, but I could if I wanted to. This is the only piece that I feel like you need to go get outside of this deck set that's like more expensive. It's not even that expensive because you can get it in the RBO1 now. BT1 Mimi. It's a memory setter, and because of what we're doing in all this, having Mimi I think is better than like having the Henry. You can suspend to open up another hatch another egg or push out an egg. It comes up. If you have 2, you can probably go hatch and push. It does well, and I like having a memory setter. So if we're going to do memory setter, we do the Mimi. Again, no agility trainings, no green memory boosts, so we are running 4 of the double Typhoon. You want to see your green Tamers, right? This card is the only one that can get search the Mimis out, unfortunately, because our searchers only specifically search out Henry or a Shuchong. And then the other 2 spots are our giant missile. I only have 2 in this deck because I have a lot of Digimon. I could go down on the level 3s and level 4s and put in more giant missile because I like the giant missile. But as of right now, this is like a simple deck to build on the day. Like you go to your card shop and you open the 2 deck sets and then put it all together. This is what you can build. You just have to ask for like the old Cherubi, the old both of the old Cherubi, the old Antilla, the old Wendigo, and the Mimi, I suppose. But that's really it. Everything else is within the deck. Terriermon, Lopmon deck. It's essentially 2 separate decks. You're buying 2 separate deck structures to build in one advanced deck set. So we haven't had something like this before. It's essentially 2 separate decks that you build. And it's simple enough to build both of them, right? There's some pieces that you have to get outside of the actual deck set itself, but not really. And most of the pieces are cheap, except for maybe the Rapid. And if you don't run, like if you're not building both decks, you won't need to buy 4 advanced deck sets, because the only reason you need to buy 4 is because I'm running 4 Terriermon here and 4 of the Terriermon here. Literally only running 1 of the Lopmon. So yeah, that's our deck list. Let me know which one works better for you. I personally think they're both great. Pick your boys. They're both good boys. Pick them. They're super cute.